AI Ghibli art is everywhere right now, and fans are not happy about it. But where is it coming from? What exactly is wrong with it? And more importantly, what does Miyazaki think about it? Let's break it down. I'm someone who has spent a lot of time studying the Ghibli art style, since I tried to replicate it in my own works as well. I've done extensive research, I've read so many Ghibli art books, and I've tried my best to analyze the techniques used in the movies. And I have to say, a lot of these so-called Ghibli-style AI images I've seen, they don't really look like Ghibli at all. They just look like some generic AI anime images with a muted color palette. Or more accurately, it's more like somebody slapped a sepia filter on top of everything and just called it a day. Ghibli's art style is so much more than that. It's painterly and filled with a lot of texture and depth. There's an incredible amount of detail, especially in the backgrounds and environments. And most importantly, Ghibli's character designs are full of life. Every protagonist, side character, and even people in the background have very distinct signs and personalities to them. Their expressions, their postures, the way they exist in the world, it clearly communicates what kind of character they're supposed to be. Meanwhile, these AI-generated images, they just look copy-pasted. Their eyes are vacant and their expressions are lifeless. They lack character. Now, something I do want to be clear about is that I'm not completely against AI as a tool. I actually use AI in my own creation process. I don't really just generate images with it. I mainly use it for things like to-do lists and analyzing my own work and getting good critical feedback. Let's be honest, it's quite hard to get critical feedback from your friends because either they don't know what they're talking about or they don't want to hurt your feelings. AI, on the other hand, is really good at telling you exactly where you're going wrong and how you could improve with that. And I have used AI-generated images in my work as well. For example, in my VR tutorials, I've used AI to help me come up with UI designs, since I myself am not really that good at making UIs. So AI can be useful, only when you're using it transparently and responsibly. This is even the stance that my university takes. So the real issue isn't really AI itself, it's when people use it dishonestly. When you're just passing off AI-generated images as your own, or when you're flooding spaces with AI art and calling it wonderful. Some people like to argue that Ghibli AI art should be banned because of copyright problems. And I kinda get it, but at the same time, well, I don't. I think it would be a double standard for me or any other Ghibli artist to call for this art to be banned due to copyright. I mean, I imitate Ghibli's art style. Plenty of other artists do too. If strict copyright enforcement meant that no one could create anything in that art style, well, technically, I wouldn't be allowed to make what I'm making right now. And if we take that logic to the extreme, soon enough, nobody's allowed to make anything anymore because everything would be copyrighted. All art is inspired. So why is copyright even being brought up? Why is AI-generated Ghibli art sparking such backlash when artists have been paying tribute to Ghibli's style for decades now? One interesting theory I read in The Atlantic really stood out to me. Maybe some of the frustration that people are expressing is that it makes Studio Ghibli feel less special. Studio Ghibli movies are rare, there aren't that many of them, and they have a very high-touch execution. Even if we're not making movies, the aesthetic being everywhere and the aesthetic being cheap cuts against that. I left the whole article in the description if you want to read it for yourself. And of course, no discussion about AI Ghibli stuff would be complete without mentioning that one clip of Miyazaki calling AI art an insult to life itself. A lot of people use this clip to claim that Miyazaki hates all AI art, but I think context matters a little bit. In that moment, Miyazaki wasn't reacting to the AI-generated images that we're seeing right now. He was reacting to a CGI zombie crawling, controlled by an AI. And the reason he was so disgusted? Well, the way the AI moved reminded him of a friend of his with limited mobility. To him, it felt like a mockery of real human suffering. A direct quote from when he said the insult to life line is this: "I can't watch this stuff and find it interesting. Whoever creates this stuff has no idea what real pain is whatsoever. I'm utterly disgusted. If you want to make this creepy stuff, you can go ahead and do it. I would never wish to incorporate this technology into my work at all." So just Miyazaki hate all AI-generated art? Knowing his views on art, craftsmanship, and what makes animation feel human, I don't think he would be a fan of any of this. So what's the key takeaway here? If you want Ghibli-style art pieces or illustrations, don't settle for AI slop. Commission actual artists. Not only will you get something that's unique and more personalized, you'll also be supporting real human art. AI is never going to get you the best results. No matter how impressive it might seem in the first glance, if you take a deeper look, it will always lack that final spark that makes the art feel special and unique. Now, if you're looking for a place to find these talented artists, I recommend looking at the r/Ghibli subreddit. They've completely banned all AI art, and there's amazing artists there sharing their work every day. Another good place would be the Studio Ghibli Discord server, though there are some people there asking about AI art as well, but you can just ignore them. And of course, I myself try to copy the Ghibli art style on my works, so if you're interested in my 3D stuff, feel free to follow. Thanks so much for watching. If you think I left out something important or missed a point on something, let me know in the comments. I'm always open for a bigger conversation on subjects like this.